Hello everyone, as requested today I will be releasing my helicopter Expression 2 mobility chip, and let me just show you it working in action. So this is a little flight model that I've designed, which is, if you know those games, similar to Arma 3 or Battlefield 4, has arcade elements, you could say, the ones on Battlefield 4, but it also has some more realistic elements, those of Arma 3. So for example, as you'd expect, if you go forward fast and you pull up, you're gonna gain some altitude, like you'd see in both games, I suppose. And also there's some straightening to the tail rotor. So if I go fast here, I can't exactly yaw too much because the tail rotor is gonna straighten out the helicopter. So to turn, you have to bank, you know the drill, normal helicopter stuff. So controls are WASD, so I'm pressing W right now to go up. Now I'm pressing S, so that's gonna go down. If I press A now, I'm gonna go left. D, I'm gonna go right, of course. And the mouse is pretty simple. You just go forward and back with the mouse to change your pitch. Depending on if the controls are inverted or not, you can flip that around. And you can go left and right for the roll, of course. Now, for the code and for the settings you can customize, don't get scared with the font size. I don't normally use this, it's just so you can see the text better. So, if you go up to the top, you have the settings right here. So if you're not very experienced with Expression 2, this is what you should be changing. And you can change everything here to suit your needs. You have the explanation of what things do right here to the right. So for example, if you want to have non-inverted controls, you'd put a 0 here. If you wanted them inverted, you'd put a 1. You have the up force, so how fast the helicopter is going to go up. You know the drill, everything is properly explained here. You have some more visual settings here, for example, the view bobbing, or the sound the engine makes, or the speed, the visual speed of the rotors. And yeah, below this line, you have all of the functional bits. So if you're more experienced with Expression 2, you can change this to however the hell you like. So for example, if you want to change the controls to better suit your needs, you can just come here, and for example, if you want to go up with, I don't know, maybe E, you just change W to an E, whatever the hell you like. Everything is, well, minimally commented. I think you guys, if you're experienced with Expression 2, you'll have no problem editing this. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the code. Now, let's build our own helicopter. First of all, let's get rid of this. Let's make your own version. I'll do a similarly crappy mock-up, the same as I had here. So I'll just have a plate for all of the wiring stuff. I'll have a plate for the chair. Make sure this plate is facing you and that you build it knowing that this is the front. So you don't want to point the chair here, for example. You want to make sure this is the front so that the prop is properly oriented, of course. So let me just get a chair and orient it knowing that this side is the front, of course. And there we go. So all you need next is, well, one of the requirements for the chip is that this prop is the only one with you could say with its physics enabled. So you want to parent everything to it, and you want to make sure that there's nothing that's welded to it, because that's gonna fuck up the physics and it's gonna have an offset center of mass, and we don't want that. I recommend you change the weight of the plate to something a little bit higher than 24, of course. You could do however much weight you like, because all of these forces applied are in relative to the weight of the prop itself. So just change this to whatever you like. Just don't make it a very low value, or that's gonna again fuck up the physics a little bit. So now for the propeller and the tail rotor. You don't have to worry too much about the positioning of these because it's purely visual. So I'm just gonna place the main rotor. Yeah, there is fine. It doesn't even have to be centered. It's just visual again. And the Expression 2 chip handles parenting and rotating them just fine, so you don't need to work on anything like that. Say you wanted to build something around this helicopter. I don't know. Let's just do something stupid like add a steering wheel here. I don't know. Of course, you can't weld this to the main plates because that's gonna fuck up the physics and it's gonna have its own drag, and you don't want that. So what you should do is parent everything. and I'll show you how to do that really quick in case you do not know. So to parent without having the physics of the object interfere with the main plate, you want to parent it, of course, to a wire model. So there would be a problem, for example, if I parent it to this chip, because this chip is welded to the plate, and seeing as it's welded to the plate, its physics are gonna mess with the plate. So you want to have a chip that is not welded to the plate. It has to be separate. So you can put this wherever the hell you like. I'm just gonna put it here. I'm gonna go to the multi-parent tool, and I'm gonna parent this to the chip, and then parent the chip to the plate. So every other prop besides the main plate parented to the chip, and then the chip parented to the plate, and now they're all parented and their physics do not interfere with the main plate. Now, how do you actually get it working? So first of all, let me get the chip. There we go. V2 helicopter V1.0. I'll plop it down, and now you need two other things. You're going to need an iPod, and you're going to make sure the settings are as follows. So you don't want output cumulative to mouse position. This doesn't really matter, I believe. So just make sure this is unticked, and connect that to the chair with your right click. And you also want, of course, a cam controller, and you want to make sure the settings are as follows. You want coordinates local to parent and draw parent. So there we go. And now let's get to wiring this stuff. So let's start with the simple stuff. Let me just, okay, so you want to wire the enable of the iPod to the activated, and the activated to the activated of the chip. And that's pretty much it for these two, except you also got to wire the parent to the base plate. And yep, that's it for these two. So now you want to wire stuff on the chip, its inputs. So wire the base to the base. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Wire the seat to the seat. Wire the iPods to the XY output of the iPods, the cam controller, create a wire link to the cam controller, main rotor, and tail rotor. There we go. That's all. That's everything wired up. So what you want to do now is you want to upload the code again to the chip, and what that's going to do is it's going to parent the rotor and the tail rotor. But you don't have to worry about parenting yourself. There we go. So now they're parented, and if I hop in here, assuming I've wired everything correctly, there we go. It's going to work. Alright. It's pretty good. As you see, it handles the parenting and the rotating of the propeller and the tail rotor by itself, so you don't need to touch any of that stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, you can change the weight of the main prop to whatever you want, and it's not going to have any effect on the physics, provided that you don't go too low. I'd say maybe below 200 kilograms. It shouldn't have any problem at all. Yeah, there we go. All the physics, if you want to change them, you just have to change the settings on the chip, and that should be enough to customize the movement of the helicopter to whatever you want. So you're probably wondering, what can I do with this chip in respect to ACF stuff? So here's a little junker helicopter I threw together really quickly to show what kind of stuff you can make. As you can see, it has two weapons. It has a howitzer and a heavy machine gun. And yeah, every other prop is parented to this little chip, and this chip is parented to the main plate, as you saw with the helicopter I just built. So the only prop that has its physics enabled is this one, and as you can see, it weighs about 1,000 kilos, and yeah, it works just fine with that weight. So I added a little HUD to it and some weapon controls so that I can, of course, make use of these weapons. And yeah, as you can see, it flies just fine because, of course, everything is parented to the chip, and the chip is parented to the main plate. And you can be pretty decently precise with this helicopter, provided you're half decent at flying stuff and you have some experience from games like, again, Battlefield 4, Arma 3, stuff like that. As long as you can fly helicopters with your mouse, you're gonna have no problem, hopefully, hitting your targets. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's all for now. If you guys have any suggestions, any criticism in respect to the chip, I'd love to hear it. Talk to me on the ACF Discord. My tag is Jagger there. That is Gagger. Just talk to me in the ACF Discord and I'll help you with any problems you have. And I look forward to hearing from you guys, seeing what you think and knowing what you would like to see in version 1.1. Thank you all.